What's up guys, my name is Rylan and today I'm going to be talking to you about the overall reliability and just, the drivability, I guess you could say, of having a tuned, BMW. And this motor is the N55 engine and it's fitted to M235 platform. So I've had the tune for about 10,000 miles now, and this is my only car that I have. It's my daily driver. So I'll be really talking about any issues that I've had with the tune whatsoever. I drive this car every single day, and I'm also going to be elaborating and going for a drive just to really show you guys what a difference a tune can make and just the overall enjoyment factor that you can get from it. So you may be wondering why this hood is open as it is now, and I really don't know. I have a flash tune from ESS and you can absolutely see nothing under the hood. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that. No, that didn't close. Maybe I'm just not strong. Boom. It's closed now. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the technical aspects of this video. Now this car, BMW claims make 320 horsepower and around 330 pound-feet of torque as stock. BMW typically underrates those numbers. However, my tuning company did a dyno on this car, and to the wheels, so it's a little different, from the crank. It's about a 15% drivetrain loss. They found that this car makes stock 277 horsepower to the wheels and 318 pound-feet of torque to the wheels as well. So with that being said, BMW seems to be pretty honest. Maybe underrated the torque figure a little bit on this car. However, they are pretty honest. Now with this tune that I have on it, it's from ESS. It's a flash tune, stage 1. They dynoed it, and I'll put their dyno sheet somewhere around here, somewhere around the video. You'll see it. But anyways, they dynoed this car, and it was making 345 horsepower to the wheels and around 380, 375 to the wheels as well. So that is substantial, gain in horsepower and torque. We're talking around like 45 horsepower gain and around 80 or so torque figure gain, which is a great upgrade. Now this engine is the N55 engine. It's a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder, and it's hooked up to a twin scroll turbocharger. Okay, so now that we got the technical stuff out of the way, I want to talk to you about the reliability first off, and kind of ties in with the pros of having a tune. And I'll go over all the pros of having a tune, and then lastly we'll kind of go over the cons of having a tune, which there aren't many. Let me tell you, they're not that many, but there are some. So first off, I want to say that the reliability thus far, 10,000 miles and about, I want to say 10 months I've had the tune, are exceptional. I've had absolutely no problems whatsoever with this tune, and I'm pretty hard on my car. I like to go on canyon roads a lot. I've taken this car to the track twice. Around town, I'm not that hard on my car. I have a manual transmission, so I don't like to hold revs for a long time. I short shift around town. Canyons though, I am hard. Track, obviously you're gonna be hard on your car. And overall, it's like a 50-50, I'd say. I treat my car 50%, I milk it, baby it completely, and the other 50%, I bash it into the ground, or it bashes me into the ground, whichever. But yeah, there's been no reliability issues whatsoever. My car has never went in limp mode. I've never been stranded somewhere. Never had the check engine light come on, not one time. So that's really confidence inspiring and reassuring. Granted, this is a flash tune, so if you get a piggyback tune, you're more likely to have issues. You're more likely to go in limp mode. You're more likely, for the check engine light to come on, because the difference between a flash tune and a piggyback tune is a flash tune has programmed your computer to make that power. The ECU is programmed to make the power that the tune allows it, while a piggyback tune is kind of forcing the engine the ECU to make that power. It's forcing it. That's the difference between, you know, essentially the difference between a flash tune and a piggyback tune. Each one has their pros and cons. Obviously, piggyback tune's cheaper. You can remove it in like 30 minutes. This one, you can't remove it, and it's a little bit more expensive. Rather than $450 for like a JB4 tune, this ESS tune cost me about 900 bucks. But if reliability is a major thing that you're worried about, just go for a flash tune. Now this car feels night and day faster than when it did when I didn't have a tune. It feels like a completely different animal. And I have the stage 1 tune on from ESS, obviously, and also I have a full exhaust system. It's catless, so that does help the power a tiny bit, but obviously it's a little bit more for the sound effects. It sounds amazing, and the car is really, really quick now. I mean, going around these roads right now, oh my god, dude, this thing is just insane compared to how it was. It gets up and moves, and it always puts a smile on your face. Stage 1 tunes are so worth it if you have a turbocharged car like this one is. It really is. It feels like a whole new monster. It's like I gained 2 cylinders. And the power still feels very natural. That's what you get with a tune that is a quality tune, you know, that has a good name behind it, such as ESS. ESS has been doing these tunes on BMWs for a long time, any performance car for that matter. The power is pretty linear, so you don't like all of a sudden the boost hits and you fly off the cliff. No one wants that. I mean, if you're suicidal, maybe, but don't be suicidal. I know some people like that. I mean, hell, I like it sometimes, but for a daily. Okay, so let's talk about the negative things about having a flash tune. And there's not that many, like I said before. But some of the negative things are wear and tear. And what I mean by that are wear and tear on things such as spark plugs. The spark plugs are gonna need to be changed earlier rather than when they're usually supposed to be changed. For instance, if my spark plugs are supposed to be changed every 15,000 or 16,000 miles, which I think is the case on this car, it's gonna be more like 10,000 miles. The tune is just harder on things like that, like spark plugs and oil. The oil will need to be changed sooner, and that obviously makes sense. The motor is working harder thanks to the tune, and that provides enjoyment for you, but it does put a little bit more stress on the motor, and components that need to be changed rather frequently will have to be changed, you know, a little bit more frequently. Spark plugs, oil, and whatnot. Now, another negative is gas mileage. My gas mileage has considerably went down. If I really milk the car, it hasn't gone down too much at all. Maybe like 1 or 2 mpg around town, and not even around town, like 1 mpg around town and like maybe 2 mpg on the highway. So really not much difference. But that's when you're like babying the car, and when you have a tune, you aren't likely to baby the car as much. So it's gone down pretty considerably. I want to say when you're not babying the car, oh my god, it's like a 4 or 5 mpg drop, highway or city. It's a lot. I think this car was rated at, I want to say 23 or 24 city. It's definitely, when I push it, it's like 15, 16 mpg on average. So maybe a little bit more than like 5 mpg. More frequent trips to the pump, which is, yeah, it's a bad thing, but hey, at least you can recollect that all the gas you've wasted, you've had a bloody fun time doing it. Now, some people say they can't really remember how their car was without the tune. And to me, 100%, I do remember what this car was without the tune. And it was half the damn car it is now. Honestly, it has made such a difference of how fast this car can go, and just the overall enjoyment that you get on the road. You know, before I had to wind out the car a little bit to really tap into that power. Now it moves, and it moves quick. And this M235, with the amount of power it's making right now, it's still able to be used relatively well on the street. I'm still able to wind through the gears without going insanely fast. Granted, I'm going pretty fast, but I still have the ability to, you know, wind out the gear without running out of, you know, road, or maybe going like 180 miles, like instantaneous, to where if a cop pulls me over, then I'm screwed. So it's awesome. It's an awesome pairing with this BMW, and I really feel like any BMW, BMWs are made to be tuned, especially if, you know, you have a turbocharged engine, like any of the N54s, N55, or the new B58. Throw a tune on it, and it's gonna make the car just substantially better. Now, if you have a car that doesn't have a turbocharger, then getting a tune is, it'll give you some benefits, some power increases, definitely, but it's certainly not gonna be as substantial as having a turbocharged car. Okay guys, so I'm gonna do a little poll for you, and you guys can see my reaction here. Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's a turn. Hello. Oh my god. I'm not gonna say how fast I was going right there, because I'm not in Mexico right now or on a track, so just take my word for it and my facial expressions. It was pretty wicked. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. As always, I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos, a lot more content on this M235, as well as reviewing other people's cars. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and you give me a like, and also comment whatever you like, negative, positive, I don't care. Tell me what I can do better, tell me what I'm doing good, doesn't matter to me. Thank you guys so much once again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.